Good evening, I'm Matt Moran. Tonight, men's hockey travels to Plattsburgh for the second time in 3 weeks. Seattle Lakers pulled off another improbable upset.
And I'm Scott Witterowski. The women's hockey team struggled early in their home playoff game against Buffalo State. See if they were able to turn it around. Also, Cody LaFlame from the Oswego baseball team will be live in studio, and hockey analysts Chris Lewin and Larry Bergen will be here to play True or False for the weekend ahead. This is Laker Connections.
Coming off their first-round victory over Fredonia, the Oswego men's hockey team was looking to continue their run in the SUNYAC playoffs, but in order to do so, they had to go on the road and beat their rival Plattsburgh for the second time in only 1 week. To the ice we go as we take the highlights. Oswego men's hockey team trying to once again defeat Plattsburgh at the Ronald B. Stafford Ice Arena. Now, of course, Oswego was able to defeat Plattsburgh 4-3 that previous Saturday. And now to the action in the second period. Perfect passing around the horn and great passing from Kyle Emmerling to Alex Jensen, who scores for the Cardinals, giving the Plattsburgh 1-0 lead in the second period. Then in the third period, Oswego on the power play. David Titanic off the boards brings it in front to Mike Montang, who scores and ties the game at 1 for the Lakers. And then just not even 4 minutes later, for the Lakers, behind the net of the Plattsburgh zone, puck is taken away by Morgan Bonner for Josh Timpano, and he goes 5-hole on Matthew Godot, gives the Lakers a 2-1 lead. Then late in the game, Plattsburgh trying to bring on the pressure trying to bring pressure on Matt Sawatsky, and Kyle Hall leaving it there for Ryan Farnon and making the big shot, but Matt Sawatsky makes the incredible glove save to give the Lakers, and they hold on for a 2-1 lead, giving the Lakers a huge win, and they move on in the SUNYAC playoffs, where they'll take on Geneseo in the SUNYAC finals.
And then on the women's side, the Oswego women's hockey team was entering into SUNYAC playoffs as well, with high hopes of upsetting Elmira and Plattsburgh and earning an NCAA tournament bid. However, first Oswego State would have to get by a pesky Buffalo State team. The Lakers were hosting Buff State in the Campus Center Ice Arena. And now to the action we go. About halfway through the first period or so, Buff State is going to find a way to get on the board first after not scoring a goal against Oswego at all during the regular season, as that was scored by forward Kara Goodwin. On the assist was Nikki Kirschberger. As you're going to take another look in a couple seconds, just a bad defensive breakdown, leaving goaltender Tori Travato hung out to dry, and this would be a huge confidence boost. But ahead to the third we go, where Oswego would come roaring back with a huge period, started off by senior Emma Smetaniak with the goal, finally beating goaltender Jordan Lee, who was bombarded by 40 shots from this Lakers offense during the game. Whatever Coach Dillon said certainly worked, as you take another look down in that low slot, just beating Jordan Lee on the rebound from line mate Olivia Borson, who had the first shot. Now just a few minutes later, on a delayed call that would have given a penalty to Buff State, Oswego with the extra attacker will score again to take their first lead of the game just 8 minutes into the third period, and this time scored by none other than Melissa Seamont. As you see, Jarvis is going to pass the puck up the boards to freshman Erica Trushke, who finds Seamont wide open again in the slot, beating Jordan Lee over her glove, giving the Lakers that key 2-1 lead. And now on that power play that they would get from the delayed call, just moments later, they score again, this time senior Maddie Paul. The seniors were certainly doing work for this Lakers team this time, as they would jump ahead 3-1, and that one would certainly see the deal as you take another look at that goal with the nifty backhand over the blocker of Jordan Lee. And then this would cap off a huge win for the Lakers, as now they will travel this weekend to take on Elmira for the chance in the SUNYAC semifinals.
The Oswego State men's basketball team lost to the Brockport State Golden Eagles in the SUNYAC tournament semifinals this past Friday. The Lakers fell to the #1 seed in the tournament by a score of 77-56, ending the season for the Lakers with a record of 17-10 overall this year. Rashawn Powell led the way for the Lakers with 17 points and 12 rebounds, recording a double-double, which led to making the all-tournament team. Second on the team in scoring was Daniel Ross, finishing with 11 points, including 2 steals and assists and a block. Walter Sampson also hit double figures for Oswego with 10 points, hitting 6 for 6 from the free throw line, as the Lakers did very well from the cherry stripe, shooting 20 of 23 at 87%, but what led to the Lakers' demise was their shooting from the field, shooting 17 for 60 at 28.3%, while Brockport shot 61.5% from the line and 45.2% from the floor, showing why they're the best team in the SUNYAC all season long. The Golden Eagles went on to winning the SUNYAC final over Plattsburgh on Saturday, and of the 4 teams in the SUNYAC, Oswego was the only one not to make it to the NCAA tournament. But with a great cast of underclassmen and only one player graduating, there is great promise for the Lakers in the next coming years.
Mike McMullen and the baseball team wrapped up series play this weekend with a 4-2 victory, with a come-from-behind victory, in fact, against New Jersey City. With the win, the Lakers improved to 2-1 on the season. The team trailed 1-0 at the end of the 4th, but McMullen's 2 hits began the surge in the 5th, where they were able to tack on 2 runs. The Lakers increased their lead in the following inning, adding on 2. 3 of the 4 runs batted in came from Dan Tocaccio, and on the mound, starting pitcher Jordan Giller ended his day with just 2 earned runs off 6 hits over 5.1 innings pitched.
Nick Comden and Nick Reisdorf helped the track and field team make a push into the top 8 for next week's ECAC Championship Series in Boston. Also this past Saturday, number 21 nationally ranked star Matt Wagenhauser took home gold in the men's 400, posting a time of 49.62. Andrew Baldwin came in 4th in the event, and Damian Archer notched 8th place in the distance with a time just over 15 and a half minutes. Chris Bridgewater claimed the 3rd in the long jump, and the women tracked 19 points within their first 60 minutes on the field. Katie Bott broke SUNY Oswego's record, posting a 59.08 in the 400. She would also take the gold in the 800 with just a time shy of 2 minutes and 20 seconds. The women would claim 4th in the day in the 4x400. When we come back, Oswego State pitcher Cody Flom will be here to preview the upcoming season for the Laker baseball team. You're watching Laker Connections here on WTOP.
Night before the show, me and the guys, we like to loosen up a little bit. Blue, 42, hike! Every now and then, Dan likes to take it a little too far. But hey, the show's all about competition, so we'll take it.
Stupid Dan with stupid football and stupid running.
Last night, Lori Capricuzzi scored 2 goals on Aliyah Brian Love.
And Joe, get out. Adam, you're in.
Lori Korpakovsky scored 2 goals on Ilya Brizgalov. Got it!
Hey guys, this is my teenage friend Fred.
Rad! Hey pal, you want to pay attention to the road?
Relax, man, I got it.
Look, my man, if your bad driving gets me killed, you better hope you die too, or I will haunt you silly. And I'm not just gonna float over your bed like, woo! I'm gonna be making a more annoying noise, like, ah! And instead of wearing those long white robes, I think I'll wear something more form-fitting and upsetting. The other ghosts will look and be like, wow, we've never seen that before.
Welcome back to Laker Connections. At this time, we are welcome the Oswego State Lakers pitcher, Cody LaFlame. Cody, thanks so much for being on the show.
Hey, no problem.
Okay, now first off, Cody, they're your native of Eagle Bridge, New York, just near the border of Vermont. What made you really want to come to Oswego and be a Laker?
Well, I was being recruited by a few schools, and Coach Landers was promising a good team coming up, so I was like, all right, I want to be a part of a winning team, and hopefully we can get a championship.
Yeah, and now being a sophomore, you know, now you've had a whole year with this Lakers program. What is, you know, what are you more prepared now coming into this season now that it's your sophomore rather than, you know, that first year last year?
Well, you know, I kind of got a taste of the college like baseball experience, and it's a big like a turning point when you like get into college, and then like you see how the game's played. Like the pace of the game is a little faster than high school, and I mean you just got 1 year more of like experience. I mean,
yeah, and now going into last year, you know, you're coming mostly out of the pen, 9.1 innings pitched, a 2-0 record, 3.26 ERA. What are your expectations for overall yourself this year?
I'd like to get a lot more innings this year, and I think I will because my mechanics have improved like better, and I'm gaining a lot more control. So hopefully I'm going to get a lot of chances to start and maybe relieve or close, but I'm looking forward to this year.
That's great. And now I know it's early in the season, only 3 games so far this season, but what can you take away from those first 3 games? I know you haven't pitched yet for the team, but really early on after that first weekend in New Jersey.
You know, we look like we're having a real good like start. I mean, we dropped the first game to Wesley, and it was a tough one, but we bounced back, get on a nice high note at the end of the weekend with 2 wins, and you know, I think we're going to pull it around, and we're going to start winning a lot of ball games this year.
Very true. And now you'll be traveling down for the Russ Matt Central Florida Invitational coming up during spring break. Looking forward to playing down in Lake Myrtle. Overall, what are you looking forward to just playing baseball down in the Sunshine State?
It's awesome going to Florida. We went last year, and I didn't know what to expect, but coming from Oswego when it's, 14 degrees
yeah.
usually, even less. It's nice to get out in the hot, sunny weather and get a tan on and play some ball.
Must be a lot of fun, especially on spring break. You know, while classes are out of session, and now, you know, overall, you guys finished tied for second in the SUNYAC, 12-6 record in conference play. What are your overall expectations for this team? Looking forward, like you said, you're looking to maybe move into the championships. You know, do you see this team as maybe a championship contender in the SUNYAC?
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking to go into with this team. We're probably going to hit NCAAs this year. I mean,
wow.
Yeah, we're going to be really good. I mean, hitting's great, strong pitching staff, and our defense is solid.
Wow.
So.
Well, good luck to you, Cody. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Wish all the luck this season. We'll be happy to see you guys have a lot of success. Now, thank you, Cody. We are going to be back here on Laker Connections. Larry Bergen and Chris Lewin will be here to preview both the men's and women's SUNYAC playoff chances this weekend with a little true or false. This is Laker Connections. What's up, Cody?
Rob, what's up? How's it going? Guys, this is my cousin Rob from Michigan.
What's up?
He's a teenager.
Hey, what's up? All right. Oh, hey, you want to slow down?
No.
Really? Huh. Hey, you know what a beautiful animal is? A horse. A horse. Yeah. Beautiful mane. Unbelievable muscle tone. When it runs, it looks like poetry in motion. It's the most beautiful thing on earth. And sometimes when you feed a horse, its lips will tickle your hand. Just tickle it just a little bit. It makes me giggle sometimes. I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you don't slow down, I'm gonna bite into your head like an apple. And thanks, guys, for listening to my horse stories. I could talk about ponies all day long.
WTOP TV 10, Oswego, New York. I'm the kid. Come on.
The Hollywood View is back with a brand new season and a brand new look. Join me for non-stop Hollywood coverage news right here on WTOP 10 every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m.
Welcome back to Laker Connections. Now we would like to bring back in our own very Larry Bergen and Chris Lewin. Guys, thanks for joining us. We're going to play a little true and false again. I know we've done this before. So, Chris, we're going to start with some men's hockey. We're going to start with you and your question first. True or false, no matter what happens this weekend, whether or not they lose to Geneseo or beat Geneseo after beating Plattsburgh twice in Plattsburgh, the men's team will get an at-large bid and host a home game in the NCAA tournament.
Those are two very different questions there, but I'm still going to say true for each one of them. I believe that if Oswego loses, they'll take over the at-large bid that at first was Plattsburgh's when they defeated Plattsburgh last weekend. That's when you saw Oswego make that jump. First of all, get into the SUNYAC championship game. But I feel that if Oswego loses against Geneseo, they'll host the game this Wednesday at the Camp Center Ice Arena.
They just need to win out for the rest of the tournament, obviously, to get that to keep on going on in the tournament. But considering the fact that they beat Plattsburgh, a team that was much higher than them in the seeding, knocking them off is huge for Oswego. But I believe Geneseo, this will get them that guaranteed home spot. If they lose, it's going to be very tricky considering the competition that's in the tournament for the rest of the NCAA. So winning Geneseo, you win, you're in. So they're going to get that home ice with that definite win.
All right. Well, Larry, we're going to stay with you this time. True or false? After this weekend is over, Mike Montagna will have joined the 30-point club with Matt Galati for the Lakers this season.
Absolutely. Mike Montagna has been on fire this whole entire postseason. If it wasn't Matt Galati scoring the goals for Oswego, it has been Mike Montagna. He had that beautiful 5-hole shot in the game against Fredonia. Right place at the right time. He's been on fire with Matt Galati the whole entire year. He's definitely going to join up.
And Chris?
Absolutely. I find this one to be true. Also, Mike Montagna is one of those guys who, always just finds a way to get on the scoreboard. We saw in games against Fredonia and Plattsburgh, missing some opportunities early on, but then still finding his way onto the scoreboard, onto the stat sheet later on in the contest. So Mike Montagna is one of those guys who, will just, and he's always involved in the play, will find a way to get onto the stat sheet, whether it be finding the right guy or just setting up right in front of the goaltender and scoring a goal.
Yeah, and currently Mike Montagna sits at 29 points with 11 goals and 18 assists. So now, Chris, we're going to stick with you for this last one for the men's side. True or false, the Lakers will beat Geneseo and become back-to-back SUNYAC champions.
This is probably the toughest question, obviously. I'm going to say true just because of the way that they were able to take down Plattsburgh in Plattsburgh. It's a tough place to go into. Now they're only 2 hours away from home. We know a lot of people are being sent from Oswego to Geneseo this Saturday night, so we'll kind of have that little back and forth feel between the crowd. And these fans will really support Oswego, and I think just building off. They're on a 4-game winning streak right now, beating Plattsburgh twice. This team is at, they were amazing at the beginning of the year, kind of fell off, and right now they're back to being the best they've been all season long. So this is the best Oswego team to versus Geneseo so far this season in the 3 contests. So I think that this would be the game where they take down the Knights.
I'm going to say true, Chris, but for a totally different reason. Let's go back in time for a little bit to last year. Plattsburgh had Oswego's number both times in the regular season last year, and Oswego won when it really mattered in the SUNYAC finals last year. Now, this year, same exact story. Geneseo has Oswego's number in the regular season. They beat them twice in the regular season this year, and now they're facing them in the SUNYAC finals. Deja vu? I think so. I still believe that Plattsburgh is a better team than Geneseo on paper. Geneseo got hot way too late in the season with that 8-game winning streak. Oswego on their 4-game winning streak, but I think Oswego will dethrone Geneseo just based on history.
Interesting to note that you guys both think that they will take down Geneseo this weekend. So now, Larry, we're going to move to the women's side. Sitting at number 9 ranking in Division III, if Oswego falls to Elmira, will they earn an at-large bid in their NCAA tournament?
I don't think so, considering the fact that the ECAC West is a very weak division, and there's so many greater conferences in NCAA hockey that compete with Oswego on a yearly basis. Oswego has been compared to Plattsburgh and Elmira all season long, and Plattsburgh and Elmira do have that high-powered offensive attack that Oswego does not have. Oswego came out very weak against Buff State, And if they're going to go into Elmira the same way, they're going to get destroyed. So Oswego, I don't think they're going to get any sort of bid if they lose against Elmira on Saturday.
Chris, what do you think?
Look, Scott, this is a team that's been building year after year, getting better each and every year. But I just don't think that they have the pieces yet to defeat a team like Elmira this upcoming weekend. And with that said, I have to agree with Larry's point. There are so many other conferences. Yes, we have the #1 team in the nation in Plattsburgh in the ECAC West. But overall, other conferences are stronger and will take those spots away from Oswego.
And like you said, putting those pieces together. So, Chris, true or false, this game for the Lakers will rest more upon the shoulders of the freshmen's ability to step up over the seniors' ability to play the game of their lives?
Well, I feel like the seniors are automatically going to step up. They did it against this past weekend against Buffalo State, as he mentioned earlier. So I think the seniors will step up. So I'm going to say true. It will rest on the freshmen whether or not they're able to join the play as well. And we saw that nice assist by Ashley Lyman on the Maddie Paul power play goal. So some of the freshmen were setting up. Erica Trutschke had an assist on the Melissa Seamont goal. So they stepped up in the Buff State game in that third period, and that made the difference. So if Oswego wants to win, it will rest on the freshmen.
As great as the freshmen have been for this Oswego team this year, I think it's going to rest solely on the hands of the seniors because they know, other than that senior night, this time it could be their last game if they lose against Elmira. And that's going to bring an awful lot of pressure for the seniors. It rests on their shoulders. They want to go out with a bang. And none of these seniors on this team, let alone the players on the team, have experienced championship games. So they want to keep on going in the playoffs. So they're going to try the best they can, especially that first line with Smetaniuk, Seamont, and Borison. I think it's going to be all pressure on the seniors.
Interesting to see how you guys have different opinions on that one. So quick thoughts. True or false, with Elmira being the favorite after already beating Oswego twice this season, Oswego will still, however, find a way to pull the upset.
Absolutely not. Elmira wins 5-2.
And Chris?
I'm going to say also false. This team just is, it's still a growing team, and Elmira is a very structured team. I think Elmira will take this one.
We're showing a little lack of confidence in our Oswego State women's hockey team, but that's going to do it for this segment. Thank you guys for joining us, and it was a great time. The men's team, like I said, taking on Geneseo. The women's team taking on Geneseo. And when we come back, we will take a closer look at the Oswego Rail Jam. You're watching Laker Connections.
I'm lucky. Let me help you with that. I get to do something I love. It has nothing to do with touchdowns or titles. Everybody bring it in. I get to play a part in the life of someone just starting out. How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork? I help keep kids in school. Good. And that's the name of the game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United.
So what sets the Rundown apart from other newscasts is that it brings students together to voice their opinions on the world's most important political issues.
There seems to be just more events going on in 2012 than there were in previous years combined.
This nation is based on the foundation that we choose the government.
Do we use 1, 2, and 3? We work hard to bring you the most up-to-date, relevant coverage of the stories you should be following. The country has now gone over the fiscal cliff.
Is gun control necessary? How much is too much?
Does it surprise you that it's taken this long to have a serious talk about gun control? Students need to realize that this is the time when what's going on in Capitol Hill and around the world starts to affect them.
And really, the fate of the entire country is at hand here.
This is it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go camera 2.
Good evening and welcome to The Rundown. I'm Megan Roberts.
Welcome back. A few weeks ago, Oswego State students packed at the quad for the annual Oswego State Rail Jam. Our own Victoria Deanna looked at take a closer look.
we have our own sporting event going on. Now, this is the 3rd annual Grand Jam brought to you by the SUNY Oswego Ski Club. The snowplows were working hard all last night to get this beautiful hill behind me. We have rails, we have boxes, and the skiers and snowboarders are ready to get going and see what they can do.
So this event, we really started 3 years ago is really when the planning started. We had to decide, how we're going to go about it, where we're going to get the insurance, who we're going to talk to. Years past, we took the wrong steps, and 3 years ago is when it really got finalized. We took the right steps.
It's my first time, yeah. I was going to do it last year, but Syracuse games got in the way. This is my first year.
This is my first time out.
This is my 3rd year. I won it the first year, came in 2nd last year. My big trick, I kind of want to do a 3 off it, but we'll see what happens, I guess.
Just looking for 50-50, 180s off. That's about it.
I'm just going to kind of go in and hopefully do something backwards.
Well, they kind of took away my hopes and dreams when they told me I couldn't do any backflips or anything.
Well, on the handrails, I'm probably going to 50-50 because I don't really want to fall on my butt. So I'm going to keep it a little bit safe.
Basically, my main feature is going to be the box, and then going onto the tire, I think that's going to be my best spot.
The competition is underway. We've seen some awesome freestyle tricks and a couple of wipeouts, but everybody's still okay and having lots of fun. Make sure you come out next year for the 4th annual Rail Jam. Reporting for WTOP, I'm Victoria Diana.
Very interesting stuff there, Scott. Almost like we brought the X Games here to Oswego. Some really great winter action now, using the snow for actually some good stuff.
Yeah, and we know how much Oswego gets snow. It was really nice to see, especially how many people said it was their first time and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
So it was great to see how big of a program that this is becoming. Like I said, the quad doesn't really get used that much, so it's a really cool thing for students to be able to participate in.
Yeah, and really just overall really a lot of winter fun. I know there was Winterfest a couple weeks ago too, so when you have a lot of snow here, you might as well use it for some good. But also, Scott, let's just get your own predictions on. We've heard Larry's, we've heard Chris's. What's your own predictions for the men and the women this weekend?
Well, I am going to the men's game. I'm really excited about that. I think that the men will get the win. They bring in a lot of momentum coming off Plattsburgh. Maybe close 3-2 game. And on the women's side, I kind of agree with them. I think they're going to fall short. Also, a low-scoring 2-1, 3-1 type of affair in Elmira.
I actually think that the women will take down Elmira, but playing at Plattsburgh, the #1 ranked team in the country, on Sunday at Plattsburgh is going to be really tough for those women. I see them most likely losing in the ECAC West final. But that will do it all for us here at Layer Connections.
I'm Scott Wodorowski.
And I'm Matt Moran. Thank you for watching Layer Connections, and good night, Oswego.
SAVAC ambulance responded to a 1 Bravo response, basement of Keuka Hall.
Dispatch, SAVAC 1, en route.
Hey, we're with SAVAC. How can we help you today?
So our show's called Weekend in Oz, but we are on a Wednesday. So
yeah.
What does...
It's really weird.
So it should be like weekday in
Weekday in Oz, or like...
Weeknight?
Weeknight, or like
Hump day?
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day special.
I like hump.